That's right. We're broadcasting live from the TireRack.com studios. TireRack.com will help you get there with an unmatched selection, fast free shipping, free hazard protection, and over 10,000 recommended installers. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. You know what, Ryan Day? Go ahead. Go to TireRack.com and heat them up because you are out of there at Ohio State. 3 in a row on your favorite show. It must be a triple take. Michigan beats Ohio State for the 3rd year in a row. Oh, what happened to the sign stealing? Oh, what happened at all? No, none of that. None of that. You know what happened? The Buckeyes went and got their asses kicked in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and that is where we start our show today. VJ Vernon Husky, the big Wolverine funny. All right, I changed the name today. Vernon, how are you?
How am I? That's how I am. This is how I am. If you thought I was unbearable about Michigan and Ohio State before, all the sign stealing stuff, my illustrious partner just said it. Did you not change the signs? Did Urban Meyer's little secrets not help? What happened? What's the excuse now? What do you have to say now? Uno, dos, tres in a row. And on our way to wipe Iowa next week in our 3rd straight college football playoff. We extend the series of all time to 61 and 52 and 1. And now 3 in a row. And Ryan Day, not only are you 1-3 against
I'm a miss you, man.
Michigan.
I'm gonna miss you, Ryan Day.
You're 1-6 against the college football top 5 playoff teams that you've played that have made the playoffs. You are right there with Coach Franklin and Penn State.
I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
TireRack.com, we love you. I've gotten tires from you. Hook Ryan Day up with some. He's going to need him to get to College Station because that's where you're heading next, my friend. That's how I'm doing, and I'm going to take just one quick victory lap. I'm a LeVar Ball the hell out of you. I told you so. I told you we would run the ball down your throat. And with the game on the line, with 8 minutes on the clock, what does Michigan do? They say, Blake Corum the Great, Blake the Great, take us home. And that's exactly what he did. And yesterday we had Dan on. What was my question to him, Martin? All right, we know about the offense. We could talk about the offense. Talk to me about Michigan's defense because I think we put a better defense on the field today. 2-0 turnover ratio, and when you needed it most, the biggest play of your young life. That's not hyperbole. You got to be connected to this to understand this. The biggest play of that young man's life, lay out, get that pick, seal the game. Michigan wins again. This is just the beginning of the show, but Martin asks, how the hell am I doing?
I mean,
how the hell do y'all think I'm doing?
156 rushing yards, 4 yards a carry. You know what that is? Down your throat.
Down your throat.
Down your throat. That's what that is right there.
Blake,
down
22 for 88.
No turnovers.
Nope.
No picks.
No mistakes.
Only 1 sack. 5 yards lost.
Yep. 3 penalties.
Golly, VJ. Just imagine what would have been the case if they had known what was coming.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
you know,
my
man,
Lord.
just if we'd have just known the plays or they just knew the plays, man, they could have probably eked it out. And Michigan actually, listen, man.
That cry, baby.
It should have been a 20-point victory. The halfback pass is such a great call by Moore, but Edwards leaves it short. The Loveland goes and gets it, but if he lays that thing out, touchdown, game over. We had to take a field goal in that possession. That kept that game close. This game was intense.
That kept Ohio State alive.
It kept them in the game.
Like I just said, you ran for 156 yards,
Man.
4 yards a carry, 4th and 4 with like a minute 30 left. I was A-okay with running the ball there and trying to get a first down. Because right there, all you need is that one first down and the game is over.
Game's over.
But you know what? Hey, they say, you know what, Fox TV, we want to make it interesting for you guys. Kick a field goal. Kick a field goal to go up. I hate it to go from up a touchdown to up a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what's the benefit there? Maybe that's something that you end up missing with your backup head coach. But you know what? Didn't matter.
Martin, I told you guys this yesterday when we were filling in for Gottlieb and for Covino and Rich. This was the most intense and the biggest Michigan-Ohio State game I've ever watched in my entire life because of everything. Think about it, guys. The NCAA has been after Harbaugh. This has been 2 years. This wasn't 3 weeks. This wasn't the first 3 weeks or this 3 weeks that you spent. This has been a 2-year journey that him and Team 144 has to hear the crap and have everything floating over their head. But I told you guys back in midseason, watch how you poke the bear. What did Pop say? Martin didn't like the fact he took the mic, but after the game, he told the reporter, you don't poke the bear. You don't poke Michael Jordan. You don't poke Kobe. You don't pull on Superman's cape. You don't spit in the wind. You don't poke a team that's really on the verge of winning a national championship, and you're going to go after their head coach? You're going to really do a witch hunt and go after the head coach? And Ohio State probably started this, and that's fine. I'm not mad at that. I like rivalry stuff.
Well,
that don't bother me. Yeah, exactly. We finished it. But if they did start, I don't care. I'm not going to be that fan. Oh, you guys had to go get the NCAA. I don't care. Because when I put the chin strap on and I put the shoulder pads on, it's me and you. Damn a sign, damn the NCAA, damn a cheeseburger. Can you stop me, man on man? Period. And today, Michigan proved Ohio State at their current state right now as a program, they cannot stop Michigan man on man. And that's what's great about football.
Man, beautiful game today. Just watching Michigan move men against their will. Kyle McCord, whew, that's a tough look. It's been a long way since Ohio State had J.T. Barrett, Braxton Miller, and Cardell out on place.
Troy Smith. I mean,
in the same room.
We could just mention them. I mean, we can go all the way back. Even Terrell Pryor, who ended up being an NFL receiver. Braxton Miller ended up being an NFL receiver for the Chargers. For the Cardinals. I thought was it the Texans? You're right, it was the Texans, not the Cardinals. But, I mean, he couldn't even make it as a quarterback in the NFL. At least Troy Smith has some backup years in Baltimore, but man, today, when they needed, and here's the thing, when they needed it most, and Zinter, our guard, our leader, another guy who came back, who would have been a first-round draft pick, to have that knee and that leg get twisted like that, and for that moment, they had to come back from commercial twice, is how long it took them to stabilize his leg. Prayers to you, young man. I know you'll be fine. Medicine's different. You'll be fine. You'll still be in the NFL making money, generational wealth for your family. But for them to turn on that next play, you can tell, okay, let's go, guys. And I kept saying, we're going to pop one. Yeah, 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain. Okay, pop, 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain, 8-yard gain. We're going to pop one. And Blake the Great, the leader, the senior, the guy that had no reason to come back.
On his birthday.
No, a 23rd birthday. Just gave out a bunch of turkeys on Wednesday to some homeless people and underprivileged families. Scores 2 touchdowns in the game and ends his Michigan big house career like that? Come on, man. That's the stuff of legends. Now let's go finish it. We're not done. A lot of work to do. But Martin, I don't know. Maybe 97 win feels this is good, but it's up there with 97's win for me today.
So the thing that makes this one even that much more of a cherry on the top, this is the last time it's ever going to matter like this, guys.
You might be right, man.
This is the last time.
Yeah.
This is the last time it will ever have this big of an implication, because right now Michigan beats Iowa, which I fully expect them to do. They're walking into the college football playoff. Next year is going to be 12 playoff teams. Per conference, it's going to be 2-3 guys that get in. This game right here and all these other games that we're seeing right now are Washington State was inches away essentially from beating Washington and would have ruined their plans.
Yep.
Oregon took care of business last night,
but
who knows
Oregon's
what
the only
happens
team that took care of business.
But Oregon and Washington now, that Pac-12 championship game is going to matter humongously for the outcome of the season, for the playoff. Now, are going forward, I should say, you're going to have both Washington and Oregon in, and you're going to be playing for seeding.
Yep.
You'll have Michigan and Ohio State in, right? The only real one that could have killed you was Alabama this year. If they had lost to Auburn, because Auburn wouldn't be in.
Louisville too, but they spit up on themselves today.
That's what I'm saying. They lost.
Louisville too, but they spit up on themselves today. Yep.
But Kentucky had lost so many along the way that it didn't quite matter.
Yeah. But
for that side.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm talking about in the future now, it's not going to matter as much over the game because, the game is the game.
It's the game.
Because of the implications.
Yeah.
Nobody wants this in September or November. That's when Michigan plays Notre Dame. That's when Ohio State plays Notre Dame. Those games matter. But you know what happened? Marcus Freeman had 9 players on the field for the last 2 plays of the game, and nobody gave a damn come whatever today's date is, November 27th.
3 straight years, we've hung 30 points on this so-called great number 1 defense that comes out of Columbus. 3 straight years, we've hung 30 points like it was nothing. Martin asked me earlier in the year how many points I thought Harbaugh was worth. What did I say, Martin? 14. Guess what they averaged without Harbaugh, guys? 31. Guess what they averaged with him? 44. There it is. There it is. It's right there in the damn numbers. Over 6 games now. It's not 1 or 2. Over 6 games, there's the difference. 50-50 games. He coached 6. He didn't coach 6. When he coaches 6, they average 44. When he's not there, they can still put 30 on the board and still beat a really good Ohio State team. That's a good team. We didn't just beat no cupcakes, no scrubs, no Bamas today. We beat teams that people thought were better than us and said would beat us. Not today. Got to wait till next year. 1,425 days. I got the number down since Ohio State has beaten Michigan.
And I'll tell you this. When I was an undergrad, I remember day 1011 when Michigan hadn't beaten Ohio State or Michigan hadn't beaten Michigan State, rather, in anything.
Yeah, they used
to.
And
I remember the cover of the Michigan Daily as someone who went to Michigan. I remember getting that thing in North Campus in the what was it called? Those apartments. That terrible apartment, Northwood apartment, Cram Circle, apartment number 5. I got the mail.
Terrible terrace apartments.
I got the mail.
You're getting a shout out right now.
These are on campus. These are part of the dorms. It's like a dorm.
Yeah,
you know
I know. In some of our
dorms.
apartments. Yeah, I got you.
So I get the Michigan Daily, and I remember it's that picture of Trey Burke picking Keith Appling's pocket, and it said 1011. It had been that many days. So Ohio State, just know that it's been almost 1,500 days since you have beaten Michigan. All right, not only to that 30. You only have 371 more added on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Okay. Definitely. There's gonna be more added on. It'll be almost $2,000 definitely by the time we get there.
And here is the crazy thing. They're going to fire a coach in Ryan Day or mutually part ways or whatever. I think it's a done deal, essentially, that he is at Texas A&M. Like I said yesterday, I thought Texas A&M should go for him.
I talked to some people last night.
I think it's a done deal.
I talked to a few people last night.
All right. They're going to fire a coach that has 7 career losses at the school.
Yep.
7 career losses at the school. I tell you this, Ohio State.
Be careful.
Good luck.
Be careful. Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. I get it. You've lost to Michigan the last 3 years in a row, but you've beaten everybody else. As a Michigan fan, I can tell you, you get this hire wrong, like Michigan got wrong back-to-back times.
A decade.
It's going to be a decade of this.
It'll set you back a decade.
It'll be 5-6 years of this.
Yep.
Tread lightly. I know that Ryan Day leaves much to be desired, but the winning percentage is undeniable. You could have James Franklin. James Franklin don't beat Michigan nor Ohio State. At least Ryan Day.
He can't win big
Ryan Day will beat Penn
games.
State.
Yeah.
Ryan Day will beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Ryan Day will beat
somebody went in there and beat him a few years ago. Oregon went in there and got him once early in the year, like September. Wasn't that Ryan Day? That wasn't Urban, so I know it was Ryan Day. But you're right. He will beat who you're supposed to beat, but there's a difference. And I'm sorry, this is the saying I wanted to say. There's a difference between beating who you're supposed to beat and beating who you need to beat. Who you need to beat keeps your job. Who you're supposed to beat is just a given. You're supposed to beat Michigan State. You're supposed to beat Penn State. You're supposed to beat Minnesota or Iowa or Illinois on their good year. Wisconsin that year, they got 3 offensive linemen going to the NFL, and they got a running back that's a beast that's running for 2,000 yards. Okay, we get those years from time to time in the Big Ten, but you're still supposed to beat those guys. Maybe a little tougher on the road at night on the Saturday night with Kurt Herbie and Fowler calling the game. Yeah, it might be a little tough that night, but you're supposed to get that game. The games you need to win, though, are the games that cost you your job. Ask Cooper. Ask Brady. Ask Rich. Just ask, man. Everybody knows this. This is nothing new. Go down to the Iron Bowl. You Iron Bowl. You have to win. You need to win that game. Period. The rest of the record don't matter.
Nobody. You know what they always say about these games? Talk about the record. Throw the record book out.
Yeah.
Throw the win-loss record out.
The rival,
as we saw with Auburn, Alabama. Lord have mercy.
Man, yeah. That one got me. That one surprised me. But Bama did but what they do. Not only are you supposed to beat this team, you need to beat this team. So go do it.
4th and 31. Not bad
Crazy.
for a kid they said couldn't play, Jalen
Crazy.
Milroe. I see you, baby.
And the corner, I'm watching the corner. He checks for the ball twice and can't find it. If you watch the replay, his head swivels twice, and this young man can't find the ball. And I felt for him because it's like, you're right there. I felt for the
DJ
kid.
James played a hell of a game prior to that last play, but hey, that's
how it
is
goes.
what we call the margins, my friends.